Ọdọfọ sisi amene okasa ne chese NPP for National Delegate Conference aye butu chese aye NPP for supporters sisi amene okasa no omo ye aye omo constitutional amendment NPP for omo amende omo constitution no ọdọfọ na supporters nisi obodo abida omo mpene omo ni abre den pa omo se da abida omo mpene ema NPP for omo aye amend certain constitutions ewo NPP for omo constitution ọdọfọ Chese National Delegate Conference no I de ja chese edomuni nyina supporters so say dabi no omo mpene da na party ni amend certain constitution of manko na yenko tie constitution kra eye party ni nyina chese supporters ni nyina no omai de ja chese omo nyina omani abre omo say dabi da omo amend that particular constitution of manko dan yembonra National Delegate Conference yenko tie nsema ekoso ho ne mra isia
54. Amend Article 15(4) of the Constitution by defining youth in the Constitution to refer to a member of the party who is not above the age of 35 years. My chairman, the age limit for youth per all the international conventions and national laws shows that the highest age limit is 35. The UN puts the age bracket between 15 and 24 years, the WHO between 15 and 29, UNICEF between 15 and 24, the ILO between 15 and 24, the African Youth Charter between 15 and 35. In Ghana, the National Youth Authority Act, Act 939, defines a youth as a person between 15 and 35. My chairman, views on this motion are very divided. Distinguished delegates of conference, those in favor of motion number 54, say aye. Those against, say no. I will take this vote again. I am going to take this vote again. I am taking this vote again. Delegates in favor, say aye. Those against, say nay. Conference. The nays have it. Meaning we revert to the status quo, which puts the burden age of youth at not above the age of 40 years. 55. Amend Article 15(4) of the Constitution to make youth delegates at the National Delegates Conference eligible to vote for the position of National Youth Organizer. Chairman, the current regulations of the election of the National Youth Organizer is not inclusive. This amendment allows all youth delegates, I repeat, all youth delegates to participate in the election of the National Youth Organizer. Submitted, Chairman. Those in favor, say aye. Those against, say nay. Well, the ayes once again have it. Certainly, this is the last motion 56. Amend Article 15(5)(de) and related provisions that refer to national coordinator at all relevant levels. To refer to the national coordinators as Nasara coordinators as Nasara organizers.
Chairman, by the nature of their functions, Nasara coordinators should be referred to as Nasara organizers, just as is done with women and youth organizers.
Presiding Conference Chairman, General Secretary of this great party, before I draw down the curtain on this National Annual Delegates Conference, I'll read.
We didn't vote on this one.
Sorry. Those in favor of motion number 56, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. I will now, for the benefit of conference, read the sunset clause, which is ordinarily referred to as the transitional provisions. And this has been drawn by the Constitution Amendment Committee in line with the existing practice. Whereas the National Council of the party has pursuant to Article 13(1) of the Constitution scheduled January 21, 2026 as the date to elect the party's 2028 presidential candidate. The National Annual Delegates Conference has on this day, the 19th day of July 20, amendment to expand the Electoral College for the election of the party's presidential candidate to include all election of the presidential candidate to include to expunge the special delegates electoral college from the Constitution. The term of office holders in the party from polling station to the national level has not expired. I repeat, has not expired. Accordingly, the prospective members who are to be afforded the right to form part of the structured offices at various levels by elections shall have their rights held in abeyance until upon the expiration of the tenure of the incumbent office holders. Now, therefore, it is proposed that for the avoidance of doubt, the effective dates for the new amendments relating to the additions to the polling station executives, electoral area executive committee, constituency executive committee, regional executive committee, and executive committee shall the January 31, 2026 presidential primaries. However, as adopted by the National Delegates Conference on this fateful day, and given the fact that the dates
of the conduct of the presidential primaries have been set by the Constitution in accordance with the dictates of the Constitution. The provisions pursuant to the new amendments on presidential primaries, that is Article 13, particularly the expunging of the Special Electoral College and the expansion of the Electoral College for the presidential primaries to include former executives, former regional executives, former external branch executives, former members of parliament, former parliamentary candidates, former MMDECs, former card-bearing ministers and deputies, TESCON coordinators, party patrons and elders shall take effect immediately. Shall take effect immediately in order to give effect to the decision of the National Council and the National Delegates Conference in respect of the presidential primaries. This only seeks to bring clarity on the effect of the adoption of these amendments by conference on this day is hereby moved for the consideration of conference. At this stage, distinguished delegates, those in favor and all in favor of this motion, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. It is my desirable pleasure at this stage to say to conference that our duties as the Constitution Amendment Committee in respect of today's conference has come to a close. Nonetheless, it is instructive to notify all delegates that the preparatory work for the drafting of the new Constitution or amended Constitution pursuant to the adoption of these elaborate constitutional amendments would begin in due course. We thank you all for the support and cooperation afforded us. God bless all our distinguished delegates. God bless the great NPP party, and God bless our homeland, Ghana. Shall always be bold to defend and resist the oppressor's rule. Thank you all very much.
The Director of Legal Affairs for the New Patriotic Party there on your screen.